Welcome aboard Black Tortuga today. I am Captain Brian Christensen.
And I'm Elena Christensen, the chef and the crewmate.
We're here just to talk a little bit about some of the things that make Black Tortuga a unique vessel that sails in the Virgin Islands. There's a lot of these Fontaine-Pajot Saona 47s that cruise through these waters. These are boats that are typified by large floor plans. They have a sky lounge up on the top. They have plenty of relaxation places all around the boat. Then as well, we do have the version that has the lifting platform. So this platform is where we hold our dinghy, and it also happens to be a great swim platform. So this is a place that we're able to dive off of. It's a place where we're able to just chill and relax. And it's a place where we can engage with all of the people that we have floating behind us in our huge amount of floaties. What are some of the other unique things that we have on this boat?
We actually have a dive compressor, so we're not tied up to a shop to refill our tanks. We can go anywhere, even in the most remote places.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, we have a few of our own tanks as well. If we're going to do a dive heavy trip, we often have to rent some tanks, but we're fully equipped for that. I think Black Tortuga has been built as a vessel and kitted out as a vessel for adventure. So if you're looking for that adventure and fun time in the islands, you should join Black Tortuga.
Yes, especially that we have almost 10 years experience in diving industry, so we will make your journey fun and safe at the same time.
And if you ever wondered if you wanted to become a scuba diver, or were interested in just seeing what it's like to breathe underwater,
I can definitely take you to discover the scuba dive.
It's pretty amazing. But beyond scuba diving, I think one of my favorite activities is to snorkel. I love snorkeling and swimming. And we do have all of the snorkeling gear that you would ever need on board for that. Through my training, I've learned a lot of things I would like to share with people about the underwater world. And the underwater world is absolutely amazing. If there's anything that we'd like to do with our trips, it is to engage people with nature. A lot of times people think of the Virgin Islands as paradise, as this place where you go and you just get a mojito and you sit on the beach and you watch all of your worries just wither away out with the tide as the waves roll away. But there's so much more here. There's seabirds, there's fish, there's coral reefs, and it's a huge ecosystem out there, and we'd love for people to learn a little bit about that. So when you go on a snorkel trip with us, we definitely make sure that you know exactly what it is that you're looking at. It adds a huge amount of value to your experience when you understand the things that you're doing. It gives purpose and reason to your snorkel.
Absolutely. And Brian is a naturalist and worked for over 10 years with National Geographic, so he knows what he's talking about.
But sometimes it doesn't come out quite so concisely as it did in that last little ramble. We also have paddleboards on board. So the paddleboard, we have 2 hard boards, and we have one very voluminous, floaty, inflatable paddleboard. So we can access all sorts of remote little spots, go back into the mangroves, and really experience the quiet and solitude that you get on a board. Our 2 main paddleboards are hard tops, which gives you just a little bit more ease and ability to actually do the activity.
And if you want to bring all those memories back home, Brian is a professional photographer and video maker, so he can definitely make it happen. How did you get into sailing and chartering?
How did I get into sailing and chartering? One of my very first memories is sailing. When I was a very young child, my father took us out on the little sailing dinghy that he and my mom had taken their first date on. And we went sailing. And my sister and I trusted our swimming abilities above that boat's abilities at staying afloat. So we swam back to shore. so I like swimming and sailing. But my entire life has been filled with water activities, and I'm always striving to be on the water. And the past 10 years working National Geographic expeditions and bringing people into the wild has naturally led me to this path. I find this very rewarding, being able to take people into a vacation experience, but then also in the lap of luxury, be able to experience just a little bit of the wild. How about you? How'd you get into sailing?
Well, I'm actually coming from the mountains, so I didn't I didn't sail since I'm a kid, but I was going on a path on doing something more environmentally friendly, and I thought that sailing will be a better way to travel than planes or cars, and also I wanted to access more remote places where you cannot necessarily go from land, you have to come from sea. So that's how I went to sailing, and my first crossing was several months across the Indian Ocean on a monohull, and yeah, I loved it. Just fell in love.
So for favorite spots, favorite anchorages, like where we're sitting right now is one of our favorite anchorages, but it can be absolutely untenable in certain periods. So it's our favorite anchorages are very much deemed by the weather.
Exactly. We have them all over the Virgin Islands, but really depends on the weather.
Yeah, one of the most beautiful things about being on a boat is that you're not tied to any one spot. You're able to move everywhere. It's a dream. I mean,
it is.
Like
it's a floating house.
Yeah. Your dreams are only so far as the horizon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We can tuck into any cove we want, anywhere on the Virgin Islands, and have an amazing time. So it doesn't necessarily matter where you're at. It's just your attitude when you get there, or how you get there. But yeah, so typically before picking a favorite spot of ours to go to, we'll be looking at the swell forecast. We'll be looking at wind forecasts. We'll be figuring out what sort of activities we could be doing in these places, and then also what sort of activities the guests would be interested in doing in some of these places, and then we'll figure out where we'll take our guests from there.
And everybody tastes is different, right? Some people are coming here for diving, some people are coming here for chilling on the beach, so not necessarily everybody's same.
Yeah.
I think the people who influence my cooking the most are my parents. I'm from Switzerland, from the French part, so our food was mainly traditional French food. So I think that's influencing a lot of my cooking. But recently I've been discovering more of the Asian food, and we absolutely love it. So I'm combining it and including it also in the charter, and I think the guests are really happy about it.
Well, it always seems so healthy.
Yeah, it is.
Except for, what are some things that you make that aren't so healthy?
Well, we make
Elena loves cakes.
Yes. That's I think baking is my favorite of all. So I do a lot of desserts, a lot of baking. I can make from...
Do desserts count if they come before the meal? Or at breakfast time? The brioche, the pastries.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing when you come on board.
Croissants, chocolate pies. Yeah.
Black Tortuga got its name for a couple of different reasons. And I think that you can see that when you're on charter with us. We're always adapting to the ways in which our guests would like to experience their vacation. And just as such, the name kind of follows that. So the owner of this vessel had heard about leatherback turtles and the way they hauled themselves out on the beach and went into the stasis to lay their eggs, and it was this absolute moment of relaxation for them and extreme bliss. So in some ways coming on Black Tortuga is that you will lounge, you can relax, and this will be your utmost state of bliss. So there's so much that we can say about Black Tortuga, but really very little time to say it in. So I think the best way
is for you to just come on board and join us.
And find out how your dreams can come true sailing through the Virgin Islands on Black Tortuga.
Hope to see you soon.